What's up, everybody? Jason here with another review. I'm really excited today because we're finally talking about She-Hulk episode 8. I'm really excited. If you haven't seen She-Hulk episode 8, what are you doing here? Head on over to Disney Plus and check it out, because I'm going to talk some spoilers. And if you've already seen it, or spoilers don't matter, well, I'm getting past the spoiler warning here, so let's go. This is the one we've been waiting for, everybody. We are just so... I was so excited about this one when I found out this was the one. And then when I finally saw it, I was like a kid on Christmas. It was just everything I had hoped for and more. Yes, that's right. Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, has finally appeared on the show in what I think is arguably my favorite episode of the season now. I absolutely enjoyed every second of it. Just the dynamic between Matt and Jen was really cool, and She-Hulk and Daredevil. That was just so much fun, just to see the two of them interact with each other and hit it off so well and get it on so well. If you know what I mean. Of course you know what I mean. Oh, this episode was a lot of fun. I mean, Charlie Cox just keeps on proving why he's so well suited for the role of Daredevil. He's just excellent. He's fantastic. I really liked the color scheme on the suit, how it's like a callback to his classic look in the comics, and it was a lot of fun. And, Jen's new, She-Hulk's new super suit looks absolutely amazing. I've been waiting for this since they put it out there way back earlier in the season, and I was so happy that we finally got to see it. And we finally got to see Jen in real action. We haven't really seen her do much action, of course, aside from the wedding fight, but I mean, this was like some serious hardcore, superheroing stuff. And I like that Matt really brought the best out of both Jen and She-Hulk, the best of both worlds, as she put it. It was the perfect, it's just like the perfect fit. I was grinning from ear to ear the entire time. It was just so much fun. This was by far, yes, the best episode of the season yet. And just when you thought things could get, just when things were getting really good, they also get even worse. But a sidebar before we get there, something I thought that was really interesting, that was kind of just like almost like a throwaway line, but it is probably the most important bit of dialogue in an MCU anything for a very long time. The fate of the Sokovia Accords. Now, of course, those of you who know, the Sokovia Accords were introduced in Captain America's Civil War, and they've kind of put a damper on the MCU and kind of dictated how heroes in the MCU are going to be acting moving forward. They were really kind of sort of pushed to the wayside around Avengers Endgame, and really haven't been mentioned since, with the exception of WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But it is interesting to find out after all this time that the Sokovia Accords have also been repealed as revealed by Matt Murdock in their trial. Also, Leapfrog, man, I mean, that's like D-list, That was super deep cut. My hat goes off to this show for just how deep cut they're just willing to go into the Marvel pantheon and reach out and grab the most obscure characters and put them in the spotlight. I thought that was really fun. I thought that was really interesting. And he's just a goof. But, moving ahead now, it's interesting because, like, it felt like, the final, 5 minutes of the episode very much felt like it was like post-credit scene territory. As I've mentioned in my previous reviews, I'm really missing the post-credits tags. They're just so much fun, and they brought so much energy and so many, so many fun bits, and that's what I really liked. It was really fun. But then I kind of started seeing what they were doing in the final few minutes of each episode. They're building to something. And obviously that build is leading to the finale. And this episode is no exception. It does it in epic fashion with Jen going to the gala to accept the Female Lawyer of the Year award. Or at least be one of multiple recipients of the Female Lawyer of the Year award, including, of course, Mallory Book receiving a award as well. But I got some serious Carrie vibes while she was up on that stage, the Hulk King projected all the information that Josh gathered from her phone, through Intelligentsia onto the screen. And it just set her off in a rage, and she tore this video wall down and just went nuts on these masked men, just kind of hiding in the back. And I thought it was interesting because it goes back to something that Bruce said in the first episode, that once people look at you and that once you lose control, I mean, it's a time bomb. It's like there's no taking that back. When people look at you with fear, there's nothing that can prepare you for that. And this is the moment. This is what he was talking about. This is what he warned her of. She was taking it so cavalierly, so carelessly. And then it finally happens, and it's just... I think it's going to be a rough start next week, because she's going to have to deal with the consequences of her actions in the finale, in the closing moments of this episode. But and yeah, like I said, very serious Carrie vibes. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and I was just like, this was huge, because she had mentioned earlier in the season, having to deal with all that stuff and all the anxiety and things that women have to deal with, how she was very good at controlling her anger. But this was huge. This was and I actually made this statement. This was like pig's blood, spilling pig's blood on her head at the prom. Huge. Anyone would react the way that Jen reacted, but because she's a Hulk, I mean, that's even bigger. Then that is like a Carrie. I mean, and just the fact that when everything starts happening and the emergency lights go on and bathe the room in this red light, it just totally reminded me of Carrie. It was just, wow. It was awesome. I really liked this episode. It was definitely my favorite episode of the season. There's just so many things that went so well, and it was just so much fun, and I had such a good time, and I cannot wait to see where this all leads in the finale next week. I mean, it's just, I've really been enjoying this show. I think it's my favorite Marvel series on Disney Plus. It's so much fun. It's so different from anything that we've seen from the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to this point, and I'm so happy that it exists. And I really hope that Marvel is willing to take so many more risks moving forward. Looks like they're going to be doing something different, of course, with Werewolf by Night dropping on Disney Plus tomorrow, and Deadpool 3 coming out in 2024. I'm really excited. But for me, this is like a gem. This is like this is like solid gold. I absolutely love this show. All in all, I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 5. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode of She-Hulk down in the comments. Were you as excited to see Daredevil on, in a Marvel thing again, as I was? Because I certainly was. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell to get updates on all my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at CallMeJaySumner. That's J with a J-A-Y. And chat me up about movies and TV and stuff on there. I'm always happy to hear from you. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.